Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly build wealth while others work their entire lives and still struggle to make ends meet? The answer isn't luck, and it's definitely not because they started with more money than you. The difference comes down to five specific investments that most people either don't know about or completely ignore. These aren't get rich quick schemes or some secret trading strategy that requires you to stare at charts all day. These are proven wealth building tools that anyone can use regardless of how much money you're starting with. My name is Ian, and over the past decade, I've helped thousands of people transform their financial futures using these exact same investments. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're going to cover strategies that the financial industry doesn't want you to know about. They'd much rather keep you confused and dependent on their expensive services. Here's what most people don't understand about building real wealth. It's not about having the perfect timing or finding the next big thing. It's about making smart, consistent decisions with investments that have been working for decades. The five investments I'm going to share with you today have created more millionaires than any other strategies combined. And the best part? You don't need to be a financial expert to get started. But first, let me destroy a myth that's probably holding you back right now. You don't need thousands of dollars to begin investing. In fact, some of the most powerful wealth building investments require less money to start than most people spend on coffee in a month. The financial industry wants you to believe that investing is complicated and expensive because that's how they make their money. The truth is much simpler and far more accessible than they'll ever admit. Investment number one will completely change how you think about building wealth. This is something that 99% of new investors completely overlook, yet it's the foundation that every wealthy person uses. We're talking about tax-advantaged retirement accounts, and I know that sounds boring, but hear me out. These accounts are like having a superpower that lets you legally avoid paying taxes on your investment growth for decades. Think about it this way. If you invest money in a regular account, the government takes a cut of your profits every single year through taxes. But with these special accounts, your money grows completely tax-free until you retire. That might not sound like a big deal when you're starting out, but over 30 or 40 years, the difference becomes absolutely massive. Let me give you some numbers that will blow your mind. If you invest just $200 per month starting at age 25, and you put it in a tax-advantaged account, earning average market returns, you'll have over $1.3 million by retirement. If you put that same money in a regular taxable account, you'd have significantly less due to taxes eating away at your returns every year. The tax savings alone could buy you a house, but here's where most people mess this up. They think these accounts are only for retirement, so they don't prioritize them when they're young. This is backwards thinking. The younger you are, the more powerful these accounts become because your money has more time to grow tax-free. Every year you wait is literally costing you tens of thousands of dollars in lost wealth. The second investment that will change your life is something most people think they can't afford, but it's actually more accessible than ever before. We're talking about owning pieces of the most successful companies in the world through stock index funds. Before you panic and think this is too risky or complicated, let me explain why this is actually the safest way to build long-term wealth. When you buy an index fund, you're not gambling on individual companies. You're buying tiny pieces of hundreds or thousands of companies all at once. This means if one company fails, it barely affects your investment because you own so many others. It's like having a safety net that's impossible to break. Here's what makes this so powerful. The stock market has averaged about 10% returns annually for nearly a century. That includes surviving world wars, economic crashes, and every crisis you can imagine. While individual companies come and go, the overall market keeps growing because human innovation and productivity keep improving. The beauty of index funds is that they require zero skill or time on your part. You don't need to research companies, read financial statements, or try to time the market. You simply invest consistently and let compound growth work its magic. This is the exact same strategy that billionaire Warren Buffett recommends for regular people. Investment number three is going to surprise you because it's not what most people think of as an investment at all. We're talking about investing in yourself through education and skill development. This might sound soft or motivational, but the numbers don't lie. The financial return on improving your skills often beats any other investment you could make. Think about it logically. If you can increase your income by just 10% through learning new skills that raise will compound every year for the rest of your career, A $5,000 salary increase becomes $200,000 over a 40-year career, not even counting additional raises and promotions that come from being more valuable. The fourth investment that changes everything is something most people actively avoid because they think it's too complicated or risky. We're talking about real estate, and I know what you're thinking. You don't have enough money for a down payment, or you don't want to deal with tenants calling you at midnight about broken toilets. But here's what the real estate industry doesn't want you to know. You can start investing in real estate with as little as $100 without ever dealing with a single tenant or maintenance issue. Real estate investment trusts, or REITs, let you own pieces of income producing properties like apartment buildings, shopping centers, and office complexes. These companies are required by law to pay out most of their profits as dividends, which means you get regular income payments just for owning shares. It's like being a landlord without any of the headaches. But here's where this gets really interesting. Real estate provides something that stocks can't give you: protection against inflation. When prices go up, so do rents, which means your income from real estate investments typically increases along with the cost of living. This is why wealthy people always have real estate in their portfolios. It's not just about growth, it's about preserving purchasing power over time. The math on this is compelling. Over the past 50 years, real estate has averaged returns similar to the stock market, but with less volatility. Your investment doesn't swing up and down as dramatically, which means you can sleep better at night while still building serious wealth. And unlike stocks, real estate investments often provide monthly income that you can either reinvest or use to cover expenses. Here's something that might shock you. Some of the wealthiest families in America built their fortunes primarily through real estate, not stocks or businesses. The Rockefellers, the Astors, the Trumps, they understood something that most people miss. Real estate is one of the few investments where you can use other people's money to multiply your returns through leverage. Now, the fifth and final investment that will completely transform your financial future is something that requires zero money upfront, yet it's more valuable than any other investment on this list. We're talking about building multiple streams of income. This isn't just about getting a side hustle or working more hours. This is about creating income that flows to you whether you're working or not. The wealthy understand something that the middle class never figures out. Trading time for money has a ceiling. There are only 24 hours in a day, and you can only work so many of them. But when you create systems that generate income without your direct involvement, you break free from that limitation entirely. This could mean starting an online business that generates passive revenue, creating digital products that sell while you sleep, or building a personal brand that opens doors to speaking opportunities and partnerships. The key is focusing on income streams that can scale beyond your personal time investment. Here's what makes this so powerful. Once you have additional income streams, you can invest more money into the other four investments we just discussed. It creates a snowball effect where your wealth starts building momentum faster than you ever thought possible. Instead of waiting decades to see serious results, you might start seeing life-changing progress in just a few years. There you have it. 5 investments that separate people who build real wealth from those who stay stuck forever: tax-advantaged accounts, index funds, self-education, real estate, and multiple income streams. Start with just one of these today, and I guarantee your financial future will look completely different in 5 years. The question isn't whether these work, it's whether you'll actually take action or keep making excuses.